Hi, I'm Brogen and you're watching One to Watch. This week is actually a pretty good week for movies in Irish cinemas. We've got the Norwegian, darkly comedic, weird crime thriller starring Stellan Skarsgård called In Order of Disappearance. We also have the new film from Leica Animation, The Box Trolls, which I do recommend that you go and see because it's absolutely gorgeous. But I've decided to give focus this week to a film that really touched my heart in a very real way, and that film is Pride. During the miners' strike of the 1980s, a group of gay and lesbian activists saw something in the oppression of the miners during the famous strike that resonated with them and reminded them of themselves and the struggle they were going through to earn the same rights as everybody else. So they decided to support the miners and their families by raising money. The film is based on a true story, and it's a really touching one. These people are putting themselves in one another's shoes. These gay and lesbian people decide that they can relate to these miners, and in return, the miners realize that, yes, they're demonized in the media, as so many people are, but these gay and lesbian people are, at the end of it, just people the same as them. It's really sweet and warm, and it's got a whole lot of heart. The cast is huge. It's made up of people like Bill Nighy, Amanda Staunton, Andrew Scott, Joseph Gilgun, Paddy Considine, but instead of focusing on one person's story, like the young man who has realised that he is gay but yet to come out to his family, or the young man who is completely vociferous and outspoken but is hiding some dark trauma, or the other man who fears that his family has rejected him because he is gay, and instead of talking to his mum about it, he's just run away. There's so many threads going through, but nobody actually really steals the spotlight. This is a film that's made up of the ensemble, and it's the ensemble that makes it work so well. Stephen Beresford's script gives surprisingly little background to the story, and this is actually a good thing. We don't need to know about the political events that led up to the miners' strike. We don't really need to know that Margaret Thatcher was smashing the unions and the miners' strike went on for forever and ever and ever and ever. What we do need to know is that this was a difficult era for minorities around Britain and Wales and Scotland and everywhere else. So then the script has the room to focus on relationships between people and the actual true idea of the Labour movement, which is you support me and I will support you. The dialogue is really touching. It's really surprisingly funny as well, and it's very sweet. That said, though, there are some times when the ensemble nature of the film, which works 99% of the time, means that some subtleties from some character stories are left to be filled in by the audience. This is fine, but sometimes just one line of justification would have solved the problem. Director Matthew Warchus has found a way to combine these stories really well, not only of the miners and the gay people, but of the people within each distinct group and what happens when they do come together. The celebration scenes are amazing and fun and really upbeat, and then on the other side the emotional ones are really touching, and there are often one line that just sum up the relationship between people and sum up the message that the film is trying to give. That said, some of the pacing is a little bit messy. These smaller moments sometimes are just drawn out, whereas the big ones are sort of left to fizzle out. Out of 10, I would give Pride 8. It's a really great examination of a story that actually isn't that well known. We know that people went out to support the miners. I was a child in England at the time, and my mum took me in a buggy on the protest to support the miners. We know there was a huge amount of support for these people, but we didn't know that people from disparate groups could relate to the struggle that the miners were going through and decided to stand with them and band together and use their collective power to try and make a difference. Until next week, your one to watch this week is Pride, but if you see Pride and you want something else to watch, do go and see The Box Trolls. It's a great little animated film, and it's just beautifully realised. And until next week, I've been Brogen, and this right here has been One to Watch.